Good evening. I know it's super late, but I've made a commitment to myself that for the next 30 days, I'm going to do a live and a blog post. What? And I just did it by myself. Nobody's making me do this. This is me showing up for me to share my messages with you. So let me introduce myself. My name is Elizabeth Caraballo. I have Elizabeth Maria Collections where I make fascinating talismans. I have two lines. I have the Telos and the Totem. Totem is a pre-done line. Hi, Mello! Mwah! Oh, I'm so excited for you. There's a baby. You got married. Your family's gorgeous. I'm so distracted because I saw your face right now. I love you. Okay, let me do this thing. I love you so much. Okay, so today we're going to talk about armadillo medicine. So if you don't know what an armadillo is, it is a small round creature. Well, it's not round. It's a small creature that holds its entire armor on its back, and it can literally ball up like a serious perfect ball and withstand tons of pressure. And its outside shell is made of bone and skin, and it's super, super, super thick. And it's like really, really tough, right? So if you don't know what an armadillo is and you saw Steel Magnolias, there's this part where they have the bachelor's cake and they're cutting into this red velvet cake and it's a funky looking creature. Kind of looks like an anteater. That's an armadillo. So what is the medicine of this creature, you're asking? I know, this is so exciting. This creature is all about boundaries. I'll say it again, boundaries. And there's a little bit more to that. So the armadillo basically is, it eats grubs, it eats worms, things that you find in the ground. So this creature is naturally good at digging underneath the earth, and it's really good at finding stuff underneath the surface of the earth, which is an amazing talent. It also is good at finding things like shelter underneath the earth. I don't know how, but it says that Shan Boogie is watching. I don't know who's on Shan Boogies. Maybe it's your mama. That just gave me the chills. That was very special. So this creature is all about protecting what's on the outside, and it's very soft on the inside. And it's natural, that we protect ourselves on the inside. And in the medicine cards that I usually use, this is talking about have you allowed too many yeses? Have you not said no? Have you not defined your space? Are you perpetually a doormat? Do you not protect yourself and say, this is my space. You can't come any further. And that is a huge part of it. But what I found is that there's something more to this. When we define our space on the outside, we have the space in the inside, right? But what is in that space? Is that space loved? Is it nourished? Do you know what's in there? So one of the things that armadillos really good at is they dig and they burrow and they find things in the dark where most of us don't see or can feel other life residing. And the armadillo medicine says, put up your shell, go inside, and find those little nuggets, those little sparkly bits that you've hidden. I was reading a book about it today, and it was like, the guy was like, yeah, I sometimes do a meditation, and I ask the armadillo to find the treasures within myself that I don't have. And he was like, I even do it when I lose my keys. And it's just one of those, oh, it's okay. It's okay. I'm so glad that you came on. It caught me for a second because I miss her so much. But I consider it a beautiful sign of something so special that you came on tonight, especially tonight, because this is a really special message about knowing your space, defending and nourishing your space. And then when you're going inside to realize that you have beautiful talents and gifts that are there for you. We have all amazing gifts and talents that are buried within us that we get to ask for help to unbury and to see and to enjoy those beautiful treasures. So many people go through life feeling like they have to say yes all the time and feeling like their commitment is their worth without realizing that those treasures, that's your real worth. So many people forget that the power of the boundary is to have the room and the space to enjoy that you're already given, that you were born with, those amazing treasures. And they're not lost to you. They may be buried, but you're not without resources to get them out. I really, truly believe that the armadillo is a lot more than I thought. And I'll tell you, last night when I was shuffling my cards and I was like, okay, what am I going to talk about tomorrow? Armadillo popped up and I was like, so boring. I know, defend my space, don't say yes all the time. And I was like, okay, fine. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to shuffle again. I'm going to get in my zone and I'm shuffling and I got my good shuffle on. Good. Hey, Carmen. Can't wait to talk to you tomorrow. So I'm shuffling my cards. And then I realized, okay, it's time to pull the card. And I'm like, the next card is the card for tomorrow. And of course, there it is. Armadillo. And I was like, I literally was in my car and I was like, fine, I'll talk about the armadillo. And so the armadillo really want to be talked about today. So I guess this is what I'm assuming. I'm assuming that there's a lot of people out there who are starting the year in a yes mode. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And one of the things that gets fuzzy is your boundaries. When you say yes a lot, things get kind of, well, they get thin. You could easily hemorrhage a lot of your energy and your valuable resources by giving. It's a delicate balance to know when to say yes and to say no. And to be quite honest, sometimes it's not that delicate of a balance. Sometimes you know instantly that it's time to say no, but you say yes. Why? Well, I promised so-and-so, and it's not going to look good. This is my company. It's my image. I need to make sure that I'm showing up as I said I would. Yeah, but if your internal gift, your intuition is asking you to be like, or there's like this pullback from it, why doesn't that have as much importance? Why doesn't that sit up there as much as that obligation? Why? We're taught, absolutely. We've practiced it, so we're much more comfortable ignoring it, right? Comfort is a big part of our decision-making process. So we're being asked in this season of yes. Me and my sister, we call this right now a season of yes. Her and I are both like, we'll take it on. We'll do it all. But there's a lot to be said for also understanding, I'm tired. I could do it tomorrow. I'm tired. I'll do that a little bit later. You know what? I think I need to be in my bubble for a second. You know what? I'm not going to look outside for the direction on this. I'm going to hole up, put up my boundaries, and I'm going to go inside, and I'm going to dig for some of that gold that I know that I have inside of me. I'm going to listen to my intuition. I'm going to get quiet and share all that stuff around. I, in the last year of starting this business, have taken on so many mentors. I've done so many webinars. I've taken so many classes, and anything I could get my hands on, because I don't know everything, and I need to learn. But there's a point where you have to stop taking all that stuff in, put up your wall, your perfect little ball, and get inside and dig and dig and dig and dig. Call on the armadillo, call on the angels and God that you serve. Oh, Abigail, I love you too. And congratulations on your engagement. So the armadillo medicine has a lot more than just boundaries, because what are your boundaries for? It's like, okay, I've got a boundary. What am I protecting? Why do I have to protect it? What does it serve? How does it nourish me? How can I utilize that? Why is it there for me? What does it do for me? Like all these questions, as you ask yourself, you're going to get your own answers. And that's where you stop and you listen to that. You listen to that shit. That is everything in there. Those answers, they're not just haphazard. That's you talking to you. That's the greatest part of you communicating with you. It's your brilliance. It's your inheritance. It's your divine right. You are not alone in these choices, in that inside. There's so much to be nourished. There's so much to be defended. There's so much to be banked on that inside. And these boundaries are a really awesome way of maintaining it. They really are. It's a superpower, really. I have a superpower, and if you're easily offended by cursing, plug your ears. It's called the fuck it. It's my superpower. That I have this ability where I could just go, whoo, I throw up my walls and I'm like, fuck it. I don't care. And I just aim on one thing, whatever that is that I need to focus on. So I have my own armadillo nature. And there's two other things about armadillo. Armadillo is super adaptable. It's one of the only creatures that just naturally adapts to stuff. When it's too cold in the daytime, it's too cold at night, it'll be a daytime animal when the sun's up. When it's too hot in the day, it'll be a nighttime animal when it's cooler. It doesn't have a lot of room for fat because of its shell and the way it's created. So the animal, it has to adapt. Because it can't regulate its own body temperature. And here's another thing. When it's a cold night, it's one of the few creatures that invites other creatures outside of its own species to crowdsource its warmth. It's phenomenal if you think about it. What would your life be like if you could listen to your first intuition about things? If you could flow with the demands of your life, too much here, too little there, you pull back, you give a little, just naturally, just as it happens. And if you were naturally inclined to crowdsource what you need, your warmth, your love, your food, your nurturing, all these things. Like, this animal is actually pretty brilliant. And he's also known to be one of the most content creatures. And I thought about it, I'm like, of course he is. Boundaries, a vivid, rich internal life, the ability to flow with the resources as nature pulls, whatever season out, and the wisdom and the foresight and the humility to be able to invite others into its cavern, to be warm and to make it through the night. And then it has this amazing ability to live off of what we don't want to eat, and it can find it anywhere and easily. It's a brilliant creature. I am so glad that those cards kept pulling up the armadillo, even though I didn't want to do it, because I didn't realize the depth of what boundary meant. Because it's not about just defending. It's about the inside life being really, really rich because you defended it, because you gave it integrity, because you're willing to invest in that inside. It's this beautiful synergy between outside, inside, protection and nourishing. It's a powerful totem. And I think it's really powerful for many of us in the beginning of this year, because we're like, wow, we're going to take on 2017. Let's do it. But there has to be a fluidity with being able to take the demands of our environment and the way nature is causing things to move and adjusting our sails so we can stay consistent and enjoy that beautiful path. Oh, you guys, thank you so much for sticking with me. So it is my intention to do 30 days of blogging and these lives to support the blogs. I'm going to pull a card every day before I do these things. I'm going to do some research, and I'm just going to bring it out to you. And hopefully it serves somebody out there. And if not, maybe you learn something new about one of the beautiful creatures on our earth, because we're all connected. And I will be on earlier, though. This was the result of a lot of hemming and hawing, a lot of procrastination today, because I kind of didn't want to do this. But I truly, truly believe that this is what I'm supposed to be doing for the next 30 days. I'm super excited to share with you what I'm doing. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Thank you so much, Miss Abigail. And I will see you tomorrow. I will see you earlier, and I'll give you a little bit of a heads up too, because that would be nice. Thank you so much. Have a terrific Monday night. I'll see you tomorrow.